All right, there it is, and we are live now with another end of day PulseWave report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave Price Trigger reports that we bring live to you each and every trading day. All right, so this was day two of the Treasury Secretary and the head of the FOMC taking questions, testifying before the Senate Finance Committee. And of course, the markets, they do what they do as a result of what comes out in those testimonies, hearings, questions, answer sessions, and the volatility is there. The volatility, though, would have been there regardless because of the enormous move in the markets during an incredibly illiquid session, during the Thanksgiving holidays. So the markets always, erase what it's done and then decides where it wants to go afterwards. So that was really no big surprise on what we were going to see as far as that's concerned. So that's what I expected. I saw what I expected. But the real question is, where do we go from here? I like to look at things from the day-to-day perspective. The weekly perspective is great when you're starting the week off, so you can see where you've been and what's the setup for the week ahead. But once the week starts going, you gotta look at that micro picture, that day-to-day picture, like what is the market telling you, and then you can pick up your hints and clues and perspectives accordingly. So without further ado, let's take a look at our first chart. Our first chart is going to be none other than the gold futures. Let's take a look here. Now, again, gold is your inflation hedge, right? Your hedge against inflation. And as you can see here, the bears are keeping the price pretty much controlled at this point. Now, we have a rally alert buy signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. We may not get any rhythm because right here is the overhead trend line resistance. And you are in a corrective state in the market. So I'm anticipating that we'll probably just move sideways. Now, this is somewhat of a bullish pointer, but it's a smaller one inside of a bigger bullish pointer. So I think the trading range has been really established at this point. I think price action will hang out at the November the 22nd bar. I think that's going to be a new consolidation bar going into the end of the year. All right, here's a look at crude oil. This is your crude oil futures. All right, so we had the crash alert sell signal coming into today. Instead, we got our inside day, okay? Which also made a bullish pointer inside of this bar here. And you're below the Kumo cloud. And you're below the overhead trend line resistance. And you're still in a corrective state. All right, so the bearish momentum is still locked in heavy. And the market's telling you it wants to go lower. It's just one of those things, right? Taking a look at silver futures. Silver futures are looking even more bearish than gold. Gold is at least trying to consolidate and slow down its decline a little bit, but on the silver, it's still being distributed. All right, you're still under this corrective phase, and the momentum is really starting to intensify to the downside, and is threatening to drop below the $22 handle. Momentum is picking up on the downside. You got to take what it is. You can't just ignore these things. Australian dollar. Now, it looked like we were going to just put in another new leg down after the bearish pointer yesterday, but today the market reversed and then lost momentum again. This one is about to put in a new leg down. All right, this thing is really locked in. This bear market on the Australian dollar is looking very powerful. Here's your Canadian dollar. Now the Canadian dollar is moving on its own right now because it is decoupled from the crude oil temporarily, and it's trying to push into new highs. This right here is a cancel out though. These two bars make one consolidation bar, okay? And it's doing it at a resistance point from this bar here. I think that the price action is going to settle down somewhere in between the November the 28th bar, and we'll move sideways for a couple of sessions because this is a bullish pointer, this is a bearish pointer. They cancel each other out. So the top of this bar is your resistance, bottom of this bar is your support, and I think the market's going to just hang out for a little bit and move sideways. So it is what it is. All right, next up we got the US dollar index. Okay, US dollar index took a pause from sliding today. Had a narrow range inside day, but you're still in a corrective phase, and momentum is still pointing downward, and the trend line support is still in play, and that should put the price action back down below 95. Looking at the euro yen, the euro yen also still remains in a bearish cycle. You're still under a distribution. Even though it's consolidating a bit here, it's still bearish. This bearish pointer right here is attracting this downside action. I think a new leg down is still in play on your euro yen. Will that play out into the financial futures? We will see. Taking a look here at the nat gas, here's that new leg down we talked about. Here's the crash alert sell signal. We got 2 consecutive days of downside production, and I think the market wants to head even lower. Looking now at, let's take a look at these bonds. All right, with the Fed announcing that it's going to taper, the bonds really took off today from yesterday's undecisiveness, came down and fulfilled, closed this gap, and then rallied and closed near the highs of session. Last time it did that was on this bar here, which was November the 24th. Okay, so here's what your bonds are doing. The bonds are getting happy. All right, bond prices are exploding. So that's going to help keep these yields near that 0%, and that's what the Fed really likes to see. I think the Fed's going to keep bonds above the 150 mark on the TLT. That's the ticker here. It's going to stay above 150 for a while. I think they really need to do that to solidify what they're doing. Looking at the real estate market, all right, you see the cracks already started. Here was the crash alert sell signal. The first bar of downside production today was a massive down day, bar of, as you can see here, closed at the lows of the session. Your real estate market is starting to pop. The real estate bubble is starting to pop. You were consolidated for a long time, and here you go. You drop below trend line support, and you drop below Kumo cloud. All right. You are now in a bearish market here on the daily chart. You are in a corrective phase as well, and the momentum is starting to heat up to the downside. IYR is the ticker on the real estate ETF, and it's not looking good for a bullish perspective. Looking at oil, ticker OIH, you can see here, we did take out yesterday's low, closed at the low of the session. Market is still in a declining phase, corrective phase from the rally highs, and you are now well into this bear market. And I think price action wants to continue to decline at this point. Markets are really turning bearish on a lot of these, ladies and gentlemen. You got to take note of it. Here's your Russell. The ticker is IWM, and it closed at the lows of the session. All right, you can't ignore that. The momentum to the downside is starting to heat up. It's looking real. Here's your Nasdaq 100 QQQ. Closed at the lows of the session, right near the trend line support. threatening to drop below 385 and get back down into the 370s. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're in a corrective phase. Looks like we have put in a short-term top in the U.S. stock indices. All right, here's your gold miners. Gold miners actually fell out of the bed and rolled off the cliff. Officially, gold miners have rolled over. All right, you're in this nice corrective phase, and the momentum to the downside is heating up. Yes, bear markets everywhere. The bear is roaring and baring his teeth, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Here's your ADA Cardano. All right, nothing, chilling. It did take out the prior day low, and the momentum is set to go even lower. This one is still under the control of the consolidation bar from October the 21st. Looking at Ethereum. Ethereum has a crash alert sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Trend line support is at 4,000, and I think that's where we're going to fall. Get ready. Look out below if you are operating in that space. Litecoin still isn't doing anything, but we got a crash alert sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. This one probably is threatening now to drop outside and fall over the cliff, drop below trend line support and Kumo cloud. Definitely watch your dashboard at PulseWaveTrading.com. You don't want to miss that one. Here's Theta. Theta's been consolidated too. The consolidation bar is from October the 27th, and we've been flip-flopping in this consolidation, but you also in a corrective state within the consolidation, and price action is happening inside of the Kumo cloud. But with this here, it's threatening to come back out, and the bears are really in control of Theta right now too. Here's your XRP Ripple. All right, crash alert sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading for Ripple as well, ladies and gentlemen. It is just what it is. It's looking like what it's looking like, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at the mighty Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a crash alert sell signal coming into today's trading. Instead, we got that inside bar, still in a corrective space and threatening to drop below the trend line support. Still in the Kumo cloud, but at this rate, and you're in a corrective space too, you could easily fall outside of this Kumo cloud and drop below 53,000 easily. All right, and then that will put you back down to that 50 to 55,000 trading range again from way back when. So you got to take note of what you are seeing. And here's the Gbtc, the ETF that tracks the Bitcoin, and it actually took out the prior day's low. We had a rally. It had a crash alert sell signal coming into today, and yeah, it actually gave you the beginning of some downside production, and it's threatening to fall out the cloud as well in a corrective space in a bear market with momentum starting to heat up to the downside. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, watch the dashboard, trade what the market is giving you, not what you think, and you're going to be a lot better off, all right, by doing that. And with that being said, smash that like button, go to PulseWaveTrading.com, take advantage of the specials and deals that we got. Our specials and deals are beyond Black Friday, beyond Cyber Monday, beyond all of that. We got some incredible deals going on right now and a lot of goodies that are about to come your way. But the only way to get those goodies is to go to PulseWaveTrading.com and sign up, register, where you can receive the Pulse Waves in your inbox on your dashboard every day. And the Pulse Wave reports come with a lot more than what you see in these end of day reports. I'll tell you specifically how to trade the markets, how to manage your open positions, and all that good stuff. That way you don't miss anything. And with that being said, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And what up to Thomas and Mark in the live chat. Thank you for your support. And don't forget to smash that like button. And I'm out. See y'all in the trading room. Peace.